A white screen appears, its edges curved, reminiscent of film reel. Bold black text reads, "Keep Rolling Studios presents a Michelle Williams Gamaker film, in association with Film London Artists Moving Image Network and Arts Council England. Co-commissioned by South London Gallery and Dundee Contemporary Arts." The screen fades to black. Threads of amber rice stems are scattered on a stone floor as bare feet walk across them. Anna lies, eyes closed, on an illuminated light box, her hand straying slightly off the edge. Sabu approaches, studying her closely. He moves round and past it.
Don't use energy speaking. The voice you hear is me, Sabu. You must be Anna. Anna May Warren. I'm a great admirer of your work. Please don't be afraid. I found you here in the transition room. You are safe now and in good hands.
The conductor approaches, looking down at the sleeping figure of Anna. She reaches out to touch her, and the screen fades to black. Thin tunnels of eerie smoke soaked in a crimson hue spiral up, drifting over Art Deco-style lettering. Thieves. The letters disappear. Sabu returns, beads of sweat threaded through the veil of dark hair on his chest. He looks down at a scene of figures gathered in a landscape framed with pagodas and mountains. A magical mist gently wafts over it.
I'd like to tell you a story of Saint-Denis, who was so effective in converting people to Christianity that the pagan priests feared their loss of followers.
Sabu treads over the scene, gold-painted toenails crushing the figurine of a farmer.
The Roman governor arrested the missionaries, and Denis was executed on the highest hill in Paris. Denis is said to have picked up his severed head and walked miles from the summit of the hill, preaching a sermon the entire way. Oh, forgive me. What a gory introduction. Please don't be alarmed. This ending will make sense in time. Please work with me and do as I do. Close your eyes. Breathe deeply through your nose.
Sabu inhales, arms out, steadying himself on a magic carpet.
And exhale when you're ready.
The conductor gently separates sleeping Anna's fringe.
Touch your third eye and heart chakra at the same time.
Sabu touches his forehead with one hand, his heart with the other. The conductor engineers unconscious Anna to do the same. Anna's voice.
Hello?
Yes?
Sabu, you speak in riddles. What is happening to me? Tell me why I'm here.
I can't say, but like you, I found myself here.
Where is here?
We're on a film set, that much is clear. I've been searching for days without finding a way out. But now, I've found you.
Sabu's on set, the conductor with a megaphone.
The Sultan's Palace. Repurposed wood for the battlements. 30 struts of 2x2. 15 litres of pink Rangvali emulsion.
Film hands paint and measure.
Paint rollers and brushes of various sizes.
She reluctantly lowers the megaphone, glancing gruffly to her side. Anna lies on her bed of light and rice stems, now resplendent in her jewel-encrusted black gown, oozing Hollywood glamour. She rouses, gently lifting her shoulders from their slumber, the sequins of her dress rippling. She blinks her eyes open, gazing down at her hand. Her eye catches an opulent handheld mirror at her side. She plucks it from the illuminated surface and twists it to face her. She regards her reflection nervously, her skin a grayscale blanket. She touches her face, then a hand to her mouth. She hunches over, sobbing into the mirror. Sabu, a vision of technicolor, sits beside her, a gentle smile gracing his warm-hued skin.
It must be a phase. But I think I have become trapped. In my screen image.
He nods reassuringly and takes her hand, her alabaster skin melting into his palette of bold red rust and gold. He leads her from the box and they sit.
Eloquent as ever. Whoever called you a silent movie star clearly did not know you.
I thought you'd say I'm crazy.
Well, then we're both crazy. I feel it too. Like I'm stuck somewhere in my past self.
Anna notices a wooden horizon of azure mountains behind them, stroking its jagged edges.
But I want to return to color.
You will.
I'm well trained in the fantasies of producers. And worse, to my delusions, that they might actually want me. The way we communicated. Why did you do that? Was it magic?
We must ensure survival at all costs.
Anna looks down with uncertainty.
Anna, take some rest.
He touches her arm, but she shakes her head.
It's not rest I need. I want answers.
Well, if it's answers you want, I just spotted the director and screenwriter on set.
I tell you, something's up. This script needs reworking.
Cheer up, old girl. How often do you get to include a flying carpet, a genie, and fearsome monsters?
I can write fairy tales in my sleep. But it's the penultimate sequence in the Sultan's palace that's not working. I'll be here all night.
We have more pressing issues. We need to discuss Miss Wong, our treacherous Mongol slave. I don't think there's much room for her in my version.
Michael, I assure you, she's good.
Oh, without a doubt. She's frankly too good. Or should I say, enticing. She's going to steal all the attention away from our princess.
Quite right. She sure stole the show from Julianne. Did Miss Dupre put you up to this?
No, not June. No, it's my call.
Lotta glares resignedly at Michael as Anna and Sabu secretly watch this exchange.
Conductors told me she's still in black and white. It's the most bizarre thing.
I told you something was up.
I can't have my actors parading around in monochrome. Although, come to think of it, when Maris Goring steps out from the rhododendron and says, "When he's starved for technicolor up there," everybody roared their heads off. And it works. It works.
And what of it?
Well, I knew then I could do almost anything. I knew there was no realism in films, only surrealism.
Well, by that logic, you may as well include a black and white Anna May Wong.
Sabu smiles at Anna.
No. No, it's war out there, Lotta. The Thief of Baghdad is caught as epic. It has to be in cinemas by Christmas.
Michael.
I can't have her on my set this way. I won't.
Michael!
Very well, we'll include her in the dream sequences. But I want her screen time cut by half.
I'll do my best.
Right. I'll get changed into my work clothes.
Watching him go,
How dare they? To hell with their cult logic. Kill their cult hats.
tensing her lips, she stares at Sabu.
I want revenge.
Revenge.
We've always been pawns to them. You don't see it. It's a pretty sad situation to be rejected by the Chinese because I'm too American, and by American producers because they want other races to act Chinese parts.
I'm a prince at best, a thief or stable boy more often than not.
The conductor spies them, smiles gleefully. Anna locates a scimitar, a sword with a curved blade. She holds it up, studying it, running her hand along the tip. She smiles and looks at Sabu, her smile fading.
We have to do something.
She tenses her lips as he squeezes her hand, blinking with acknowledgement. He slowly moves round her as they playfully circle each other.
Kira. It's an Indian protest. Workers would encircle their bosses, trapping them in their place of work until their demands were met.
Go on.
We'll need an army.
Her eye falls on a trio of figurines which bear a resemblance to her. She traces their outline with her fingers.
I could recruit some extras.
They smile.
Good. When the time comes, you'll receive my signal.
He touches his forehead and heart as still unnoticed the conductor watches, a smile of delight playing on her lips.
Columns painted pink.
Back on set,
2 large golden planters. 1 lion's head rug. 1 dome tower with monkey motif. Several mountains painted on glass. And 1 throne for the Silver Maiden.
the 6-headed cobra throne of the Silver Maiden is uncovered, its base dusted, grotesque eyes peering out from each leering snake. As the set clears, a cloak of darkness engulfs it, a backdrop of an orange and red streaked sky glowing behind it. The conductor, using Anna's mirror, applies bright red lipstick, taking a leaflet showing a black and white cartoonised image of the starlet, bordered with red Chinese text. She kisses it. She moves to the side as Anna follows closely behind, looking down at the lip-brushed leaflet, the trace of bright red lips planted firmly at the centre. The text, now in English, reads, "Join the animatons. Auditions begin tomorrow, 8 a.m. Anna May Wong needs you." As the conductor watches, Anna takes a quill and signs it, dipping the tip in an ink pot. She straightens, looking down at a row of several of the same leaflet.
My animatons, you are all hired.
4 figures sprawled on a granite floor, hands splayed, shrouded by a head of tousled waves, a sea of smoke billowing over them. Soaked in a mythical turquoise, Anna stands on a platform overlooking them as they slowly struggle to their feet, swaying, backs arched as if possessed. They judder robotically, heads rolling. Anna, watching, suddenly unleashes a wide-eyed demonic grin. Her disciples look up at her, open-mouthed. Anna pouts her lips, closing her eyes and wrinkling her nose, her face contorting comically as the figures, the animatons, watch her, mouths stretched in a silent scream or gurning fiercely. They begin to copy her. Anna sticks out her tongue, so do they, following every physicality she presents them with. A warrior stance, flicking an arrow, arms raised, preparing to strike again and again, following their leader's cue. On the ground, graphic drawings of locusts on a black disc are unearthed, beneath tiny spirals of white shredded paper. Seated in front of a mirror, gazing head-on at his reflection, the Sultan in silk kaftan carefully applies brown pan-stick makeup to his fake, bulbous nose and cheeks. He picks up a book, the front covered frayed with age, Makeup for the Stage. He opens it, seeing a picture of a white actor made up as a sheik, using this as his guide. An oval ridged brooch in gold and green enamel, showing the illustration of a woman in a regal ball gown, reads Black Narcissus. A copy of Arabian Nights lies on the dressing table. The conductor stands beside him with a turban. He turns to her and takes it, crowning himself. Eyes closed, the rigid seated frame of the Silver Maiden perches on the cobra canopy, diamante fragments glistening beneath each eye. Sabu.
Silver Maiden, wake up.
The maiden rolls her shoulders, eyes still closed.
Anna's in jeopardy. She's black and white and full of rage. By axing her screen time, they'll make her invisible, and I'm next. Don't you see? They're threatening our world. Anna's training the animatons now, but you are our secret weapon.
The maiden lurches towards him, releasing a pair of arms reaching out, fingers rippling. Sabu moves round her.
I suppose when they made you, they had no thought for their prestige or sacred symbols. Their sacrilege knows no bounds. Don't forget, we're on a film set. And whatever happens, we must cling to this knowledge.
Her 6 hands pulse.
Fiction has confused me. I must have lived in it for too long.
The maiden clicks the fingers of one hand, her 6 arms spiraling.
You have 6 arms when you're supposed to have 4. How dare they so recklessly piece you together? Are you Kali, goddess of time and death, or Vishnu, the great preserver and restorer? Would they care to know that the serpents that frame you belong to Adisesha? It is said that when Adisesha uncoils, time moves forward and creation takes place.
Sabu smiles resolutely, slipping a silver dagger behind her, the handle poised, ready to be grabbed.
And when he coils back, the universe ceases to exist. This symbolic power, your moksha, belongs to us. You can restore the cosmic order and offer us a release that we so desperately crave. We depend on you to strike the blow.
Her eyes flick open, staring straight ahead. Sabu watches her nervously. She nods, lowering her head and arms, once again asleep. The conductor,
Sabu, the Silver Maiden, the Vizier, the Vizier's attendant, the Sultan, the Sultan's slaves, the Sultan's guard.
Is this glazomania strictly necessary?
Glazo.
Mania, this obsession with list making. We're running out of time. Conrad isn't feeling well, so we'll do all the scenes with the Sultan and Silver Maiden this morning. We can get some reaction shots when he's up to it. But I want to shoot Sabu and the genie on the beach before the day's out.
You're used to getting your own way, aren't you?
What's that?
I scrapped the bulk of Anna's scenes.
Oh, well done, old girl.
She's just a figment of the princess's dream now.
Caudrell, thank you for that. The budget's sky high. Sabu, you're to take Conrad's lines. This is a good lad.
Sabu rolls his eyes, vacating his seat by Lotta.
Now, first positions, everybody. And action.
The Silver Maiden wakes, eyes springing open, her arms wrapped around a sitar in her lap, and plays. Her arms outstretched, wrists curling rhythmically with each pluck. Lotta watches the scene closely. The made-up Sultan watches from the sidelines, as do a pair of young girls, hair sculpted in bunches, wearing colourfully patterned Chinese pyjamas. The director, arms folded, watches entranced. The hands not playing the sitar strike out as if playing an invisible drum, palms facing down. A set worker in a red pillbox hat and red boiler suit removes the sitar as the maiden turns to the side, uncurling her hands as if conjuring an invisible force. The Sultan steps forward, eyeballing her, Sabu at his side.
What is it?
The newest magical toy, the Silver Maiden.
Does she do anything more?
She can embrace you.
But any of my wives can do that.
Her embrace will cradle you like no other woman has or ever will.
You mean I might be able to get rid of all my wives and have a collection of these things?
The director and Lotta watch in anticipation as the Sultan moves closer to the maiden, enraptured. She throws her arms around him. The Sultan wriggles his bottom giddily as Sabu gives the maiden the signal. She plunges the dagger into the Sultan's back. He falls to the floor. The maiden replaces the blade as behind beaded curtains, monochrome Anna silences her animatons.
Hang on a minute.
Lotta checks the script.
Good Lord.
I don't remember writing a death scene.
No, don't you see it's not on the page? They've killed him.
Now, Anna, now!
Anna and the animatons burst in.
Sunhorn! These women are unscripted. All workers on set. Mutiny!
They bind the director and Lotta together with ropes, pressed back to back, the animatons sneering at them, sticking out their tongues, much to the director's dismay. The conductor holds out her hand, stopping them as Anna steps forward. Lotta wriggles anxiously.
Don't say a word.
Can't speak to me like this. What's the meaning of this treachery?
You think you can play God? Oh, Lotta, don't act so innocent. As if your words don't wound.
Anna stamps her foot, raising her arms above her head, joined by her followers. They stand poised, arms curved, weaving and slicing through the air before assuming a warrior stance and unleashing a hail of invisible arrows at them.
But Miss Wong, you're a star. Just look at the Fairbanks production.
Anna glares at her.
What precisely do you want from us?
You're quite wrong about me, Anna. Look around you. My sets have a complete absence of any class distinction. It was only ever about the art. Go out into the real world and turn it into a fantasy world, where anything could happen.
So how do you explain what has become of Anna?
I can't.
The conductor places a black sign with gold text reading funeral at the head of the dead Sultan, a pool of blood at his side. She slowly approaches Anna and Sabu, brushing their shoulders softly with her scarlet-nailed hands. The conductor sweeps past them and turns to face the director and Lotta, performing the signal, touching forehead and heart. The red-clad set workers kneel by the Sultan and bow.
Clean that makeup off and bring me that boy's useful nose.
They rip off the Sultan's prosthetic nose and pass it to Anna, who hurls it to the floor, crushing it with her feet.
Look, if it's a question of casting...
Lotta nervously tries to laugh with them, then the director... They all stare at Lotta and the director, chests rising and falling rapidly. Anna whips out a leaflet showing a black and white image of a grotesquely made-up pair of actors in the good earth. She holds it over her face, tears it before Lotta's eyes. Anna's colour now returned.
This fantasy must end.
She smiles, approaching Sabu, now in white flannel suit, his gentle black waves brushing his cheek. Their usually tense bodies now relaxed as he returns her smile and they look up and around them. The female voice of another director, Michelle Williams Gamaker, can be heard.
You can start dancing.
They cup each other's waists, beginning a tender slow dance.
Everyone fall asleep.
A black curtain drops across the screen. Written and directed by Michelle Williams Gamaker, featuring Anna May Wong, Dahong Wang, Sabu Krishna Itha, Michael Powell, Mark Gillis, Lotta Woods, Charlotte Gallagher, the conductor, Lucy May Orange, the Sultan, Catherine Lord, the Silver Maiden, Ananya Jaidev, the Sultan's attendants, Julia Gamaker, and Tulasi Suppel. Producer, Melanie Kura Dabal, consulting producer, Keela Gill, associate producers, Anastasia and Igor Buchman, John Kavanagh, director of photography, Tom Wright, first assistant director, Eleanor Cow-Pinner, production coordinator, Lynn Wong, editor, Ellen Gamaker, sound designer, Sarah Pinheiro, original score, Aaron Couples. Choreography, Noah Iwe, art director, Michelle Williams Gamaker, production designer, Tara White, head of props, Una Goda, stylists, Lucia Coppola, Puer Diorum. Head makeup artist Tia Louise Clement. This is a work of fictional revenge. Audio description by Kate Taylor-Davis for VocalEyes. This is a short introduction to Thieves by Michelle Williams Gamaker, who draws on and interrogates the classic movies she watched growing up. Taking inspiration from early Hollywood and British cinema, Thieves retells The Thief of Baghdad, a silent black and white film from 1924, remade in colour in 1940. Williams Gamaker reimagines two marginalised characters claiming leading roles, played in the originals by Chinese-American actor Anna May Wong and Indian-born American actor Sabu. Told as a movie within a movie, Anna May Wong is found on set by Sabu, but there is something wrong. She is in black and white, while everything and everyone else is in colour, and both find themselves trapped in their screen images. Thieves comprises reimagined images of the film and behind-the-scenes drama of the movie set. Scenes are formed using minimal action or props, creating illusions, such as Sabu steadying himself on a rug as a backdrop of red mountains glides past, a magic carpet ride, or a six-armed goddess, the additional arms moved by others. Anna May Wong is slender and ethereal. Large brown eyes under a thick raven-haired fringe glare from her pale, almost pure white elfin face. At the start of the film, she wears a hooded checkered tracksuit. Later, this changes to a black and silver long-sleeved cocktail dress, the combination of her clothes and skin pure monochrome. Sabu is of medium height and build, with large brown eyes hooded by thick brows. He has a wavy bob of black hair, often in a bun or turban, revealing gold earrings. A tattoo is on his neck, another on his arm. His clothes are colourful and also luxurious. He is often bare-chested, harem pants and bare feet completing his look. A character known as the conductor orchestrates the movements of the sleeping Anna, at times manipulating her as if a puppet. On set, she brandishes a loud hailer transformed to assistant director. The director, Michael Powell, is a tall, bald white man in his 50s with piercing blue eyes. Lotta Woods, the producer, is white, of medium height and build and blue-eyed, curly chestnut hair swept back in a bun. The Silver Maiden is a six-armed mechanical dancing toy covered in an ornate metal armour. On her head, she wears a beaded cap topped with a stepped pagoda-like structure. Her skin is blue, her lips coated with red gloss, and she holds a sitar in her hands.